How was your weekend?
It was good. Yeah, it was okay. It was nice. I had some really, really nice times with some different groups of friends, and it was fun. Thank you. I hope everybody had a good weekend.
Good.
The weather wasn't too cooperative. But
No, Sunday.
I stayed in my pajamas all day yesterday, and we watched movies. I watched The Shack.
Oh, how was that?
Oh, it was so good. And I watched.
How did you see it?
Logan. Logan.
How
with,
did you see The Shack?
What's his name?
Oh,
Hugh
Logan.
Jackman.
Oh.
I watched Logan. It was very good.
Nice.
It was good. I watched that with my son, and then I
intrigued
watched
about
The
The
Shack.
Shack.
Yeah, how'd you get that?
Is it out?
I watched it on Apple TV.
Oh, I want to see
I
that.
have Apple.
Yeah.
Oh, very
it's
nice.
on Apple.
Is
rented it.
Did you read the book first?
4 times I've read
Yeah,
the book.
see, I always like to read a book when it comes to something like
The
that.
movie is
before
not. It's not like the book. It's very. They got to condense it down, but it was very, very well made. It was very good.
Wow, I'm intrigued by that.
I cried.
Of course, I was going to ask
cry.
you that.
I cry at everything.
Yeah.
Well, I cried at Barry Manilow.
Oh God.
You
did
He's
not.
still alive.
Oh, I did.
How old is he now? Like 200?
No, stop that. Karen. First of all, look, let's get it straight. He's 74, which, please, it's not old.
No, that's not that old.
And, I mean, the guy's doing it, no problem. There's guys that have played a lot. He's been.
His skin is very smooth.
He's been under the knife. But let's talk about his, very briefly, I don't want to
Okay.
take away from your time,
No,
but
that's fine.
his songwriting catalog is through the roof.
Yeah.
And his ability to, yes, he's flamboyant. Yes, he has a orchestrated way of doing things.
Yes,
But I'm not kidding around.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
cried
he's still
3
so
times at the
Kevin
show.
told me he filled Nassau Coliseum.
I believe it.
Yeah.
I
That's
totally
amazing.
believe that.
Who did you go with?
My wife.
You and Lisa.
What
was
song?
awesome.
What song?
Okay.
made
Could it
you
be
cry?
magic?
Oh, could
Oh
it
no!
be?
Which one? No, actually, the song that made me cry was a song he sang
Did you sing Candyman?
about his father. No, he didn't
doesn't
sing
sing
Candyman.
that.
Who sings that?
You know what? Your homework is to get to know Barry
I
Manilow's
think-
catalog.
Yeah, I knew that.
Oh wait, that's what's his face.
How about Mandy when you were in high school?
Right, Mandy.
And you came
No.
without taking.
Did you cry at that song? No.
Yeah, kind of did. The big one I cried. I got to get the actual label of it. It's about people leaving. His father,
okay.
died when he was
Okay.
2, and he just sat in the front of the stage, and it was awesome. I'm not the only one. The whole place, they had
That's
the green
great.
things. It was a very positive concert. Really, it was.
That's nice.
You know what he said that rang true with me, and then you'll stop laughing. He said,
Uh-oh.
you'll stop laughing. You'll stay dead in your tracks. He says, where did the melody go in music?
Oh.
And what he means is like today's music is very rhythmic in nature.
Yeah.
Where is the melody lines? Where'd they go? Because he was like the king of melody.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
That's
He
what
does
rang
have
true.
a big catalog of music.
Yeah.
He really does. Very, very talented.
You'll
Amazing songwriter.
I'm sorry, Kevin. I just can't believe you cried at Barry Manilow.
It's so fruity, right?
A little bit.
Hey, I'm if nothing else, I'm honest.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm honest. I was like, I didn't want anybody to see me either. It was coming down like this. And I was like,
I
and then I
always
was like this.
You do the hiding of the.
I go like this. What's happening? Hey, Lee, that was great, right? That's the truth.
I think we should
Did
just
Lisa
keep,
cry? No.
I think she did, but not as much as me.
Yeah. I think you big sap.
Music moves me.
No,
I know it
music
does. Music
I
moves
mean,
me, too.
absolutely.
Okay.
You listen. You're in the car. You hear a song that reminds you of someone. You either.
Right.
Absolutely, 100%.
Anyway,
I cried
he played
at
at
Andy-
Foxwoods and Barclays after that. If you get to see him before he does leave this earth, do
Okay.
it. I recommend it.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, let's talk real estate.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's
You know?
do it.
So
What do you got for us today?
Today, I thought we'd talk a little bit about. You're a realtor, and you get a call from somebody who's interested in seeing a property of yours or a different house, or calls, and wants to see a property, and you don't want to come right out and ask them if how qualified they are to buy. But at the same time, as a realtor, you don't want to waste too much time.
Right.
And I thought we'd talk about the difference between just a pre-qualification letter, which is very easy to get,
General letter.
general, or pre-approval, which is much more substantial. So pre-qual, you've seen the ads now, even on TV. We were just saying some of the companies, you can email, you can call on the phone and give them very general information about yourself, your income, what you think your credit score is, what your debt could be. And based upon that information, a lot of these companies are sending you a pre-qualification letter. However, that doesn't really hold much status when you put an offer in. I mean, with a pre-qual letter, you could get all the way to the point where you're signing contracts, and when you get to the ready position, you're not qualified
They're not, in
to get
fact,
the loan.
approved for a mortgage.
Those companies take your word.
It's
over
very
the phone.
surface level, yeah.
What they're saying, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. Is based on what you're
Exactly.
saying, you would.
And that's exactly what the letter states. The pre-qualification
Yes.
letter
Okay.
states that, based upon what you have told us.
Right.
Now, a pre-approval is much more in depth.
Based on facts.
Based on facts and an application. Maybe you go and you sit down with the lender. You fill out an application where you're not only are you listing those things, debt to income ratio, credit, but you're also now length of income. You're showing them 2 years of tax returns. You're showing them statements, pay stubs, income statements, whether or not you've had a foreclosure, whether or not you've declared bankruptcy. They're looking into all of that. And there's a much more, and are you going to live in the property? And there's a much more in-depth look at your credit, because based upon, like, I think right now it's about 620, you'll be able to get that pre-qual letter. But if they start looking at that credit history, somebody, when you're going for the actual pre-approval letter, something could be in there that might change the entire status. So some banks will even, at that point, like Evolve Bank, Diane Goodwin, who I work, who's my preferred lender, who does a lot of the work, we're trying to get on the show, she actually then will run the file through something called the automatic underwriting process or system. Ooh. And when that gets run through, they'll actually come up status eligible. If they don't, then normally they try to find out why. Sometimes it's just repairing credit. Sometimes it might take 6 months to go back. A lot of the great, the really good, lenders now will help somebody try to repair their credit if it's the credit that is the issue. That could be the biggest stumbling point, because when you do get to the process, when you find a home, you make an offer, you sign contracts, the loan has to go to underwriting. You don't want it to come back and say, no, at this point everybody's been held up for 2 months, and everybody's time is worth something. Sellers have put their house maybe not showing it because they've had an offer. So when I have a listing, I'm quite careful of making sure the person is qualified. Most agents. And then if I'm working with a buyer, I get the same questions from the listing agent. Well, can I call the banker? And I call the banker and they call the banker. How qualified is this person to move forward? Do you anticipate any situations? And most lenders will be very forthright, because everybody wants the deal at that point to happen. But in the beginning, I think with everything I'm seeing on TV now, and and it also, don't forget, so John and Mary want to buy a house, and they love the village of Port Jefferson. Right. And they call me up, and we really want to live in the village. Let's start looking at houses. We saw these 3 houses in the 400s. Turns out they're only qualified up to like 350. So, I always give somebody the initial time to go out and look at a couple of houses, and then I try to talk to them, because once you let the lender know, and the letters are based upon, the pre-approval letters are based upon, you're qualified for a purchase price of $450 with 20% down, taxes up to $15,000 at 4.2%. I mean, it's all in the letter. It tells you what the taxes would be, how much money you could borrow based upon your down payment, and what your interest rate would be, and it's usually in the letter. So everybody has a really good idea, but that's not done with a pre-qualification letter. That's done with a pre-approval letter, where you've given them a lot more information, and they've kind of delved into the FICO score.
Where would you most want to see a pre-approval letter? At contract?
Oh, no.
Before?
No, so
way before.
Way before. The first initial meeting with someone, there's, obviously, they say you should get a disclosure letter signed, which is just letting everybody know who you're working for. Sometimes I'll wait till like the end of the first showings. Once especially if they're not sure of what kind of house they can buy. That's my first indicator. Like, have you spoken to a lender? That's my first question. Have you spoken to a lender? No. Okay, well, here's a lender. I'll take you out to see these couple of houses, but here's 3 lenders I'll recommend to you. Try to get a pre-approval letter. Diane is very good. I mean, if they get her the proper information, I can get a pre-approval letter in 24 hours, as long as tax returns, pay stubs, income, blah, 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 is given to her. Right. So it's not like it takes 2 weeks to get. And it is, again, just saves everybody the heartache of, you shouldn't be looking at
Something falling apart.
It's funny. I do have a funny story about that because I have two different buyers that I'm working with. Both wives' first names are the same, and the last names are very close to each other. One of them is purchasing a house in the 700s, and the others are looking to purchase a house in the 4s. And I needed literally, we were putting offers in at the same time, and I sent Diane, the information, and, I need updates because both of them had already gone through the process with her, and we're getting a new letter, and she sent the opposite letters. So the people buying the 4, she called me, she said, "Wow, Lisa, we're approved for $700,000. I said, "I think that's the wrong letter." And again, we had to go back because it does state in the letter what kind of how far you could extend. But it was very funny. It was a very honest mistake. Such close. First name's the same, last name's almost the same. And it was happening all in the same. She was actually doing both at the same time. But it was funny. So of course, the shock for the people thinking they were getting the $750,000 mortgage, are like, "Wow, we only qualified up to $450." It's Anyway, so that was a cute story. Yeah. So the moral of that story is just to, as a buyer, if you're contacting an agent, either that agent will give you some good lenders to check out, or try to get what's called a pre-approval letter, not a pre-qualification letter, because you're just going to be one step closer to being able to finalize that deal.
Right,
sooner.
you need it no matter what, so you might as well get it ahead of time.
And those are the information that you would need, just normal financial information.
I'm surprised after what happened in 2008 that those companies that we see on television and on the internet would be allowed
It's
to
just
still do
recent
stuff
that
like
it's all happening again. I see it more now, more commercials, now than ever. I thought Quicken Loan was the only one, a couple of years ago or a year ago, somebody, and I don't want to say anything bad about Quicken Loan, but, it didn't go as smoothly as we had hoped. But now it's just, they just pop up all over these commercials.
Well, it's also cute advertising, like Rocket Mortgage. You feel like, even the name, like, we're off to the races, kind of a thing.
Right.
So.
I absolutely love my new listing. It is an incredible home, 16 Harbor Hills Drive.
It's gorgeous.
In Port Jefferson. People purchased it. I sold it I was the buyer agent a few years ago. They did a tremendous amount of work to the house, blew it up. All new bathrooms, new kitchen, just absolutely gorgeous. It is in Harbor Hills, which, is fantastic. The taxes are without Star about 11.7, so probably with Star like 11, including the village taxes. But the home is absolutely beautiful. It's 2,300 square feet, 4 bedrooms. Like I said, all new bathrooms. It's priced at $689.
Wow.
And it's
good.
It's a good deal for Harbor Hills. It's an absolute beautiful home, and I'm going to be doing an open house there. Well, I don't know when this will air, but there'll be open houses every weekend. So keep an eye out for open houses on this property, and you'll be able to see it on my social media.
Okay.
And then I just again want to mention 29 Laurel Drive in Port Jeff, 465, a ranch. I think one of the best deals in the village right now. Taxes with Star about $6,700, including the village taxes.
Believe
how this house is still on the market, I don't know. Again, I'll be doing open houses.
Those taxes are.
And it's a great house. It's a great starter house. It's a great
beautiful.
if you're sizing down. It's got a beautiful backyard with a hot tub, brand new pavers. It's a great house. Full finished basement, central air, gas heat. So those are my two top listings that are my listings. Of course, I have other listings as well. You can check them out on my Facebook page or on my website.
The house on Harbor Hills?
Yes.
Central AC? Mm-hmm. And what kind of heating system is there?
It is oil.
Oil. Okay, so oil, but central AC.
Oh, no, it's gas. I'm sorry.
It's gas.
Both homes are gas.
Excellent.
I apologize. Yep,
very
both
good.
homes are
So gas and central AC.
Yeah, both
okay.
have central air, yeah.
Okay,
and
excellent.
again, they just did beautifully landscaped backyard in Harbor Hills Drive. It's really, I just listed it, and because of the weekend, I wasn't able to do open houses, but I'm going to start doing the open houses immediately, and I'm sure, we've already had some interest, but it's a great
Well,
house.
I will have to come over and say hi when you're there, because that's
Come
over
right
and
around the
Yeah,
corner.
it is.
It's
Come over
my
and get
house.
some coffee cake or something.
Yeah.
Well, I don't do coffee cake. One of my listings, though, I told you, which I love, she either does fresh flowers or bakes cookies right before the open houses.
Right.
And that's another great house, 77 Barrard in Port Jeff Station, and I'll be around there in the next few weekends as well. But it's always smells so good when you walk in. I love that. A lot of people like candles, different things. That that, because when you first walk in, a smell of a house is actually
It's everything.
Smell.
yeah,
It's everything.
Yep.
My 2 dogs smell great.
Well, that's the issue when you walk into a house and you know there's pets. That's not a good thing. Like
I know.
I show houses and we'll walk in and somebody will say, "Oh, they have a dog." I'm like, yeah. So you definitely know that if you have that potential.
The nose knows.
You
It's the
want-
most sensitive organ in your body,
you
man.
wanna
You
light
can
some
smell
candles.
everything.
Right.
We'll get rid of them for a week and then
Right,
show the house.
Exactly.
All right, fantastic. Let's jump over to what we know is very exciting and coming up, a grand opening, right? You have a date now, I
Yes,
understand,
we do
of
have a
Rocketship
date,
Park?
June 15th,
Yep.
from 5 to 7.
Yep.
I saw last time on my piece you put some awesome pictures up there, and I appreciate that. Thank you so much. We are so
I'll
excited
put
for
more
the
awesome
park.
pictures on this one.
Yeah, we're very excited for the park. It's been a long time coming. Like I've said, we're very proud. The committee has worked really hard. So June 15th, 5 to 7 p.m.
Public event.
Absolutely public. There'll be ice cream for the kids, but mostly just having the kids come down,
Go in.
play on the. I actually was on some of the equipment. We've all gone on, and there's on the pirate ship. There's all these interactive, like little drums and a piano and games as you're walking on the pirate ship. It's really incredible, and we're very excited. And yeah, so we'll have some dignitaries there and do the official ribbon cutting. Tiles are still available. It'll be the second phase of tiles for families. We think once people, there's a few things that I think are going to attract attention from families, because in the pavilion, which is beautiful now, which is going to, give a lot of shade to parents when their kids are playing. There's picnic pods that we're selling, so people are going to see there's a few family names on the picnic pods, but we still have a few available benches that are going to be throughout the park. I think I mentioned that they're kind of filled with benches in Harborfront Park, but if you were on a waiting list for a bench at Harborfront Park, you can actually purchase a bench now at Rocketship Park. So we think families, there's planks still available. There's a bridge with family names on planks, so you'll see it's really going to be quite
gorgeous.
spectacular. Excuse me, we might not be at 100%. It's going to be, the weather has not been too cooperative, but
It'll be 90%.
yeah.
Is the basketball courts being replaced in terms of the backboards and hoops?
I know that question
I had a
has
question
been coming
come up.
It's been coming up a lot. We were not involved with the basketball, other than the fact that
I didn't know that.
Why the basketball courts were redone, which I think is wonderful, was that we did not
The
want
size,
the
right?
park.
Right.
We did not want the park right on the road, right on the sidewalk, because we're going to have some beautiful plantings there.
Oh,
So we
okay.
moved the park, and when we moved the
slid
park,
it back?
we slid it over, I guess.
Okay.
We had to kind of move the basketball courts.
Encroach.
I know people are, saying, well, you spent all that money, why aren't we getting new backboards? I personally I have no idea about that. I think that was just like I don't think they were trying to slight and not put anything new up. I don't know the answer to that, Kevin.
Okay.
That would be like recreation department.
Possibly the village recreation.
Yeah.
Okay. So, I agree. At some point, they should be replaced, but that's not for me to say. But it is
Right.
a question that came up.
Right.
By the way, let me tell anybody that's watching this, if you do have questions, comment underneath for Lisa, the expert, in terms of real estate and or Rocketship Park.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we should get more of
Yeah.
that going on. You tell people, we'll answer it right then and there.
Yeah,
As we
absolutely.
get more real time.
Yeah, I look at Portrait Villages a lot, and if there's questions, there was a few questions about the park opening, and I did answer a couple. People were like, well, do you know when it's going to open? And I actually answered with the date. Once we firmed up the date and the time, we're pretty set. So
June 15th, 5 to 7.
5 to 7.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's
we'll
in
be
like
there.
2
All right.
weeks.
Yeah, it's very exciting.
You know what? We'll actually rerun to if you remember, it seems like it was just yesterday. We were there when we announced that we were redoing it.
Yes.
That was a good day. So
Yeah.
we'll rerun that on our page as well,
Nice.
and then we'll have fun on June 15th.
Excellent. Yeah, we hope you guys are there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, bring everybody. It's going to be
And
fun.
the very next day will be Blanc,
Yes.
right here, dressed
Blanc
in white.
party.
Lisa. Lisa doesn't know about it
Blanc
yet.
party.
A Blanc party.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow.
On
What's it
Blanc.
called? Party
That's
en
a
Blanc?
Friday then.
Party on Blanc.
Must be Friday. Yep, the 16th.
Yep. It's an
So that'll
aqua
be
party.
awesome. The deck will be done. It's going to
Aqua
be great.
lounge.
Where's the deck upstairs?
Yeah, nobody knows.
Yeah.
It's right there.
It's going right here.
You'll see it on the way
Right
out.
outside.
It's beautiful.
I didn't know
We'll
that.
hold.
Now, would that be for like private parties up here?
Both.
Oh, that'll be open.
For both.
Wow,
You can go
very
there
nice.
individually or for the party.
Yeah, very nice.
Danfords. All right. Anything else you want to tell
No,
us?
that's it.
Let's just announce, because we didn't know it the last time you were on, that Margot the mayor is running unopposed.
Oh, that's
and
right.
the team.
But still,
and the team, the entire
the whole
team,
team, everybody.
Right.
Please still go out and vote. It's very important that we still have everybody go out and vote. June 20th at Village Center from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m.
Okay.
But yes, they are running unopposed, which I'm very happy about.
So that pretty much says that people wanted to see them, like we've been talking
Right.
about.
Yeah.
coming
Finish what
through.
they've started.
Finish what they've
Yes.
started.
That's what that
Exactly.
says.
Yes.
And it is important people still come out, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
And I have to say, lastly, I did take a tour of the Tritech building, the apartments, and they are going to be fabulous. I know there's been some, people asking about what they're going to look like, especially, of how they look now. But I, again, think people have to give it a chance, see what they do to the outside to make it very beautiful. And I've seen some of the apartments. I mean, some of them are just, with the waterfront view, or how big they are, the two
crazy.
bedrooms
It's
and
great.
the one bedroom. I think there's a large one bedroom for like 1,200 square feet. I mean, they're big and they're beautiful and they're so well done. I mean, they have common areas and dog
9-foot
washing.
ceilings.
9-foot ceilings. I mean, but even what they offer, a rooftop.
Yeah, all the amenities are
All the
amazing.
amenities are
Yeah.
amazing.
You saw a show with Rob
Yeah.
Kent?
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then actually
Yeah.
Rob gave me a tour. He, Kelly Heck, Rob Kent, and Colin, who's involved with the leasing. We did a little tour, so
It's
I got...
moving along quickly.
It really is. Yes, so they're
We'll do a show from there, so you'll be
Yeah.
actually broadcasting from there.
That'd be cool.
The Lisa Perry Spotlight
Yeah.
will be at the shipyard.
Yeah, that'd be, love it. I
Yeah.
love it. I think it's a wonderful, wonderful addition.
The
to our
website's very
village.
good, theshipyard.com.
Yes.
There's a lot of artist renderings on
Yeah.
there. So, friends of mine that have had questions and negative concerns, I said, go to the website, check it out.
And I
see
thought
what it
Tritech
looks
did a
like.
great job. I think Rob wrote a letter kind of explaining some of the...
To the paper?
To the paper.
Yeah,
and,
I saw that.
People are always
Yeah.
questioning
I know.
what goes
Yeah,
on.
it's just the
and
nature of people.
It is.
Listen.
It is. But
As Joey Z says, don't judge a cake until it's baked.
This is a
That's
very
what he
famous
says,
thing,
man.
Josie,
Joey
isn't it?
Z.
And it's
Oh.
it makes
I
a great
understand they're going to be
analogy.
emblazoning that on the outside
yeah,
wall.
I'm sure.
Don't judge a cake before it's baked.
Oh, that's funny. Awesome. Well,
Good
thank
stuff.
you.
All right, Lee,
right.
thank you so
Thank
much
you so
for your
much.
newest real estate spotlight. And
Yeah.
congratulations to your opening. We love
Yes,
it.
Thank you.
Very
Take
cool.
care.
Thank you.
Thanks.